Morning arrived softly in Willowmere village. The air smelled like wet grass and warm bread. Dew sparkled on every leaf. Near a garden fence, a small speck of light floated and wobbled. It made the tiniest humming shimmer. Even the dew seemed to listen. Luna came outside with her lantern held close. Her silver hair glowed like moonsilk in the sunrise. She tilted her head, curious about the humming. The little light circled Luna's lantern as if it liked the warm glow. Its hum was soft, like a sleepy song. Luna held still so it would not be scared. Down the lane, Kai hurried over, and his tiny orange fox padded at his heels. Their steps made quiet taps on the stones. They both noticed the humming light. Kai crouched low, careful and excited. The fox lifted its nose, whiskers twitching. The little speck bobbed as if it wanted to lead them somewhere. Luna and Kai stood side by side and watched the glow drift toward the fields. The humming sounded a bit stronger there. They decided to follow, step by gentle step. For a moment, the glow settled on Luna's lantern ring. It felt warm, like a sun-warmed pebble. Kai held a little pouch ready, just in case it needed a safe ride. They left the village behind, moving quietly so the morning stayed calm. The lantern swayed with each step. The humming light floated ahead like a tiny guide. Their shoes pressed the wet grass, and cool drops kissed their ankles. Birds chirped from hidden branches. The humming kept time with their footsteps. Soon the path turned into Mist Moss Trail. Pale mist curled around the stones like slow ribbons. Sunbeams slipped through the leaves and made bright patches on the ground. Luna raised her lantern, and the mist turned pearly and soft. Kai listened for the hum between the trees. The starseed floated forward, as if it knew the way. Late morning brightened the forest, but it stayed cool under the leaves. Pollen dust drifted like golden snow. Everything smelled like moss and clean rain. Luna knelt to touch the moss, as soft as a blanket. The lantern's light made the green look extra bright. The starseed's hum sounded happy, like it liked gentle places. Kai walked a little ahead with the fox. The fox sniffed and flicked its tail, then pointed its nose down the trail. Kai kept the pouch ready, just in case the starseed got tired. The trail split into two quiet ways. The starseed hovered in the middle, humming a bit faster. Luna and Kai waited, patient, until it drifted toward the sound of water. They followed the glow down a gentle slope. The trees began to thin, and the air turned warmer. Far ahead, they heard a soft rush, like a ribbon being shaken. Roots crossed the path like sleepy snakes, and they stepped over them slowly. The humming stayed steady and brave. Sunlight warmed their shoulders as they walked. The trees opened to Sunglass River Bend. The water glittered so brightly it looked like scattered stars. Reeds whispered, and dragonflies drew quick lines in the air. Luna and Kai stood on the smooth pebbles, and the stones felt cool underfoot. The starseed drifted over the river and hummed in a curious way. It seemed to be looking for something on the other side. Across the river were stepping stones, round and pale. Some were shiny with slippery green. Little fish flashed and vanished under the ripples. Luna tested the first stone very gently. It wobbled a little, and she pulled back. She held her lantern steady and listened to the water's hush. Kai stepped onto a stone and held his arms wide like a bird. The fox stayed on the shore, alert and ready. Kai glanced at the slick spots and chose the driest stones. Together they found a safer way across. Luna shone her lantern to see the slippery green patches. The starseed hummed brighter, as if cheering them on. They reached the far shore and shook off tiny splashes. The sun was high now, warm on their backs. The starseed floated toward a darker patch of trees up ahead. They followed a skinny trail where grass tickled their knees. Pebbles crunched softly under each step. Over a tiny trickle, they crossed a fallen log as carefully as kittens. Glimmercap Hollow waited in cool shade. Mushrooms glowed in soft greens and blues, like night lights in the daytime. The air smelled earthy and sweet. Luna's lantern made warm circles on the ground, and the mushrooms answered with cool glow. Kai walked slowly so he would not crush anything. The starseed dipped under a root arch, humming like a tiny bell. The starseed's glow began to flicker. It hovered over a thin crack between roots, as if something was pulling it. The humming turned wobbly, like a song with a missing note. Luna crouched down and brushed away dry leaves. She kept her lantern low so the light could reach into the crack. Her touch was slow and kind, like petting a sleepy cat. Kai came back with the fox, and the fox carried a fluffy feather. Kai opened the pouch and checked it was clean and soft. They were ready to help without squeezing or poking. They saw the problem: a thin root had bent down like a tiny gate. The starseed could not slip past it. Luna and Kai nodded and prepared to lift the root safely. Kai slid a smooth pebble under the root to hold it up. Luna aimed her lantern so they could see every tiny movement. The starseed hovered close, trembling like a small candle flame. With the root lifted, the starseed floated free at last. Its light grew steady and strong again. Even the mushrooms seemed to glow a little brighter in welcome. Kai held the pouch open like a little bed. Luna guided the starseed near it, and the glow settled inside without fear. They did not tie it shut, so it could breathe and peek out. Afternoon had arrived, and shadows grew longer under the roots. The pouch glowed gently in Kai's hands, like a firefly resting. The humming now sounded calm, as if it felt safe. They left the hollow and followed a path that climbed. Warm light slipped between the trees, turning the air honeygold. The starseed hummed from the pouch, guiding them upward. The hill smelled like crushed mint and sun-warmed grass. Luna's hair fluttered in the breeze. Kai held the pouch steady so the starseed would not bump around. Amberwind Ridge opened wide and bright. The wind made waves in the grass like a green sea. Far away, hills looked sleepy under the golden sky. On the ridge, Kai lifted the pouch a little higher. The starseed's light shone through the cloth, soft and brave. Luna's lantern added a warm sparkle, just like a friendly hello. Wildflowers nodded in the wind, and petals twirled like tiny dancers. The light turned everything amber at the edges. The ridge felt like a gentle place to breathe. Luna made a small nest in a circle of stones. She tucked soft leaves under the dry grass so it would feel cozy. Her lantern warmed the little space like a hug. Kai and the fox searched for extra soft things. The fox nudged a feather along the ground, proud as can be. Kai gathered it with a few fluffy tufts, perfect for a tiny traveler. They placed the feather and fluff into the nest. Kai held the pouch over it, and the starseed's hum grew bright and excited. Luna steadied the stones so nothing would roll away. The starseed floated out, slow and careful. It hovered above the nest and sprinkled a few bright specks onto the grass. The humming sounded like a happy lullaby. Very gently, the starseed settled into the nest. Luna and Kai watched without moving too fast. The wind softened, and the sky began to blush toward sunset. The ridge grew quiet and golden. The tiny nest glowed like a secret star in the grass. Pink clouds drifted slowly, as if the whole sky was settling down too. They left the nest in a safe, sheltered spot and walked toward a stone lookout nearby. Luna's lantern looked brighter now as the sun sank. Behind them, the starseed's glow stayed gentle and steady. The path to the lookout was smooth and warm from the day's sun. Luna cupped her hand around the lantern glass. Kai stayed close, and the wind sang softly in their ears. Mooncup Observatory sat quietly on the hilltop. Its round pool reflected the last orange light like a bowl of glowing tea. One or two stars began to peek out in the deepening sky. Luna and Kai climbed the steps and stood by the still pool. Kai folded the pouch carefully and tucked it away. The air felt cooler, and the stones held the day's last warmth. A leaf drifted into the pool and made gentle ripples. The star-shaped tiles shimmered below like a secret map. In the water, the first stars trembled and danced. Luna set her lantern on a ledge and felt the stone's leftover warmth. Twilight turned her hair a soft blue silver. She breathed slowly, listening to the quiet. They sat on the steps with the lantern between them. Far away on the ridge, a tiny glow still winked from the grass. It felt good to know the starseed was safe. Night arrived gently, one star at a time. The lantern made the stones look honey-colored. In the pool, the sky's sparkles gathered like a quiet smile. When the air turned chilly, they stood up to go home. Crickets began their tiny music in the grass. Luna lifted the lantern, and the path became friendly again. They walked slowly, letting the night be quiet. The lantern's shadows swayed across stones and grass. Above them, the sky was clear, deep, and calm. Willowmere Village welcomed them back with warm window lights. The river held a silver stripe of moon. Even the willows seemed to wave goodnight. They stepped into the quiet lane, and the cobblestones shone in lantern light. Garden flowers were folded up like little umbrellas. Luna and Kai felt warm inside, even in the cool air. At Luna's doorstep, a bowl of warm milk steamed softly. The smell was sweet and cozy. The night felt safe and snug around the houses. Inside, the room glowed with gentle lantern light. Quilts waited in a puffy pile, soft as clouds. Through the window, stars blinked slowly, like sleepy eyes. Luna placed her lantern by the bed and folded her shawl neatly. The warm glow made the corners of the room feel gentle. Her eyelids grew heavy like soft curtains. Kai paused outside his home and knelt beside the fox. He gave it a soft pat, and the fox curled its tail, content. The warm light from the window made the night feel extra kind. Luna and Kai met once more at the doorway to say goodnight. They held the smooth pebble they used to lift the root, a tiny reminder of teamwork. Outside, the stars looked bright and close. The pebble rested on the windowsill beside the lantern. Moonlight and lantern light mixed together like milk and honey. Far away, the ridge seemed to hold one tiny, peaceful sparkle. They sat by the bed with the lantern turned low. The warm milk smelled soft and sweet. The day's adventure felt like a gentle story already. Luna snuggled under the quilts, and Kai sat close in the warm light. Outside, the stars kept watch. The room was so quiet you could almost hear the night breathing. The lantern glow grew smaller and softer. The quilts rose and fell with slow, sleepy breaths. Everything settled, as calm as a pond at night. Willowmere village drifted into deep night. The moon painted the rooftops with silver, and the river carried quiet light downstream. Somewhere on the ridge, the starseed rested, and everyone's eyes closed, drifting gently to sleep.